Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to take you through the Forex market outlook. I'm going to highlight some key charts going into this week and what I'm expecting in the markets. Now, let's start off with the strength and weakness table. Now, there's nothing really here to suggest anything too much in terms of what's going on. What's interesting is the fact that Kiwi has come back up into an area of resistance or a high level of strength, considering the past two days of the trade at the end of last week essentially was a pretty poor week for risk currencies. We saw the stock market dropping, risk currencies really took a beating. However, the way the strength and weakness table is calculated, it's suggested that the Kiwi still had an okay week, especially the first 3 days of the week. We still saw that strength follow through, which is given this high number, but it's also given it in the reversal area. So we could probably see that continue going into this week, considering that the stock market still look like they've got a little bit of a way to go for a short-term drop. I'm not expecting the drop in the stock market to last for a while. I think it's only going to be one of those short-term drops, but in that case, then we could be looking to our risk currencies to have a little bit of a poor week going into this week. This could help the obviously the what would we consider the safe haven currencies. So the yen, very weak, Swiss franc, very weak. They didn't really show signs of too much recovery apart from against those risk currencies like the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. So we could explore some potential there, and in particular Aussie yen could be an interesting chart to watch going into this week. So let's dive into it. Obviously going to start off with Euro US dollar. This zone here last week was the area to be watching for any kind of potential breakout and closes above or any kind of closes below, and eventually we had a close below. We had a pretty strong breakout to the upside. To be honest, there was a decent around about 40 pip rally in this move here, which was quite considerable considering the range of the candlesticks recently. And price broke to the upside, completely closed back below the low volume area, which was literally held by this support and resistance area. Price then the next day folded. Really nice move to the downside. We looked at a short below this candlestick low, stops above the highs. That has moved really nicely, very close to those key targets at the moment, and we could see this develop and follow through going into next week. Now, if I was going to trade this going into next week, I'll be watching these key levels that I've pointed out here. So obviously 1.2070 is a level of interest because price has recently found support from these areas, including a false breakout recently. Price is resting there at the moment. Price literally tapped through the level, closed back above it. So we need to be aware that support is still in and around this level. If price was to break below this area, I think we're definitely going to see some further downside, whether we get a pullback and a continuation. That would be nice to see, with potential targets being this 1950 area. We can see the market found some resistance here in the past. And if I zoom out a little bit, we can see the previous support and areas coming through there as well. Minor areas to just keep an eye on. This 1.2110 area would be a minor area to watch for, just because again the market found support before the breakthrough. Are we going to start finding resistance in and around this area, or even slightly higher up here as well? We could be looking for the potential for the market to pull back, reject from this area, back down into 1.2070. If price then follows through and we take that out, then we could be looking for further shorts there on euro dollar. Going into Aussie then, it's very similar setup. What I like about Aussie though is the fact that we hit that 0.8, that weekly has closed back within these previous weekly highs, leading to a bit of a false breakout. Price could drop a little bit further here, and Aussie could start falling quite a bit, which is why I'm quite keen to look at the risk currencies going into this week. Daily, very bearish. Obviously, when we do get these bearish reactions, we need to be aware that there could be a profit-taking situation. We could see price spike again. But key levels to watch out for. For me, if I go into the lower time frame, first level is going to be this one at 0.7780. This is this key resistance area through here. If price comes back up into this point and starts to reject, and we start to see some bearish rejections coming at this point, then I'll be happy to look for short opportunities down into the 7670. If we break that, then the next target is 740. Risk to me would be if price was to trade back above this level, we'd probably see a little bit of higher trading, potentially up into this sort of area through here. But you know, we'll keep an eye on that, and if price does break above, then you know, be a little bit careful of getting short side on Aussie. Euro Aussie could be a really good market to watch. I know we just talked about the Euro dropping and Aussie dropping, but the trend is quite nice here, and there could be a good reversal situation going on. Price has finally hit the major swing level. Really strong bullish engulfing candle on the technical analysis side of things. Price trading back up into resistance, so I'm happy to look for some potential reversal opportunities going here, especially if I go to the 4 hour. We can see that price just literally rallied up from this level, broke 1, 2, 3 highs, broke the 4th high through here. So key levels to kind of be aware of: we have major resistance up around about 1.5700. The minor support comes in around about this level just through here, which is around about 1.5566. And if price was to get here, start finding some support, you know, you could look for short-term long opportunities in there. If not, the next level is around about 1.549 or 1.54 sort of 50 areas. This area here, sorry, 1.5485. This area here is a nice low volume level that hasn't been retested yet. So this could be a nice little area to also look for a long position. But the risk side is up to 15700. If price was to break out of that, we could definitely see some further upside to this market. Closing out then, I'm going to finish on Aussie Yen. The reason why I finish on this market is because this one is pretty much your risk currency pair. If you didn't want to trade stock markets or didn't have the funds to do so, then Aussie Yen perfectly reacts to the markets, yeah, you can get some decent moves on Aussie Yen. So keep an eye on Aussie Yen. Nice weekly bearish rejection of this key area over here. Could trade back down towards 81. If it is going to trade back down towards 81, the key area I would be watching for is 83. If it comes back up into this level, this block of candlesticks in here in particular, then I'd be looking for a continuation to the downside. A little bit of support through here. Obviously, price found resistance. Are we going to find support in this area? But if it cleanly breaks this area as well, you could use around about 81, 88 as a minor resistance level to trade back down to 81. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this video update. I hope you have a great trading week, and I'll speak to you soon.